Hey guys, I wanted to give you just as quick as I could a walkthrough through Facebook Ads Manager. Now, for some of you who are maybe new to ads, this is just the very, very beginning. It goes really far, and you can get as good at this as you like, or just do the basic stuff and learn just enough to get by, and that's totally fine. So hopefully from this video you'll just understand what Ads Manager is and how you can use it, whether you sell on Amazon or your own website. It doesn't really matter. If you want to drive traffic to your product, Facebook right now is the best way to do it. So uh, if you can see my screen right here, this is just an ads account. Every profile, Facebook profile, comes with an account. So you already have one. You just need to add in your payment information and maybe some personal information to get it active. But you should be able to find it very easily just from your Facebook profile. There's a drop-down button arrow, and you just click that and go to create ads. So it dumps you out right here. And what we're going to do is just kind of go through these tabs. As you see here, you have 4 different tabs. You have the account overview, and that's just a little overview of your account. Campaigns, if you're doing you want to run an ad for maybe a 20% off promotion that you're doing, or 10% off, whatever it is, that would be a campaign. So if I was doing a 20% off, that campaign name would probably be 20% off, coupon code, whatever it is. The ad set, that is going to be the types of audiences that you have loaded into your account. So if you're advertising to a certain demographic or a certain audience, that's where that's going to be named. Now this is a pretty old account, so I haven't named anything in there. And then the ad, this is going to be where the actual ad shows up. So the image, the headline, the text that's going to go in your ad, that's going to show you the actual ad. So we're going to start fresh and go to create. And this is where it's going to let you choose what type of ad you want to run. What's your objective? So Facebook does a pretty good job of breaking down each different objective depending on what you're going for. So if you're brand new and you just need to get the word out there of who you are and what you're doing, brand awareness or reach, is typically the way to do that. Facebook's basically going to just show your ad to everybody. Everybody who's willing to look at it, they're going to see it. Traffic, I typically use traffic, video views, and messages. Messages is a little advanced. That's when you get into building a messenger list, which is very, very important. But that should be a little later on. The traffic, it's good to have traffic going if you want to send somebody that's off of Facebook. So maybe if you have an Amazon product, you might want to do traffic, and it'll optimize for people who are likely to click on that ad and click off of Facebook onto another website. So conversions, this is really just for if you have your own website and you have a pixel installed, then you can use conversions if you have enough hits on your pixels. Facebook begins to learn what type of person comes to your website and performs certain actions, and you can run a conversion ad to people who look like those other people who actually did something on your website, whether that was viewed your content or purchased something or filled out an opt-in form, whatever it is. So just for the sake of simplicity, we'll go ahead and just do a traffic campaign. And you'll want to name your campaign something. We're just going to do 20% off. And I typically like to put who I'm going to send this ad to. 18 to 36, and that's the age, and that's it. You can name it however you need to as long as you can keep track of what each ad is and what each campaign is. So we'll go ahead and click continue. And again, this is just going to be a basic setup. There's a lot more to get into and teach, but this will at least get you running ads. This is where you name your audience again. So you could do men and women 18 to, what did I say, 36, and you're going to have them click to a website. So if you have an Amazon product, that's where you eventually want them to end up. We're going to skip this stuff for now. This is some pretty advanced stuff as well. Audience, you could do a ton of different videos, just going through how to target people on Facebook and get the right audience. So You know, you could do it if you're going just the detailed targeted route. You have an idea of the demographics or the interest that somebody who would buy your product would have. Then you can go the detailed targeted route. If you have your own custom audience, say you have your own Facebook pixel and you've made an audience off that pixel, then you can enter your custom audience here. Or, you know, people who have watched a certain percentage of a video you put out or whatever it is. Again, that's some advanced stuff, so for the sake of simplicity, we're just going to go down to the detail targeting. So here you're going to enter your country, or if you have a state or certain zip codes or whatever it is, you can put in the location right here. Then you put in your age. So we did 18 to 36. We had men and women. Languages. Whichever language you like. It'll default to English. I always put it in there anyway. And then here's where you get into interest and demographics. So if you're selling, I don't know, maybe a dog leash, a dog leash for training dogs, a certain type of dog leash, then you'll want to find people who are interested or might be interested in that training dog leash. So we would probably need to run this ad to people who like dogs. Let's see what comes up. So you start typing in a word and it autofills there. So there's dog training, people who are interested in dog training, sure. Maybe it's for large breed dogs, to be a little bit more specific. Let's see. Let's see, that didn't come up with anything. Let's see, large dogs. Let's see what all it comes up with. You know, people who like I guess that might be a Facebook page. I love dogs. That might be a good one. You can go to suggestions. Dog behavior, dog walking. These are all good people to be targeting if you sell a dog leash. So the only issue is you don't want your potential reach to get too high. You know, so anywhere between, it's different for every industry, but maybe between 500,000 and, you know, a couple million, something like that is as high as you really want to get. Too high and it gets a little bit too watered down, and as you can see in the top right, the reach here is 19 million. Now that's going to be a little too high, so we need to start narrowing down this audience a little bit. So you could either take some of these interests away to make that smaller, or you can start narrowing your audience. So what happens when you're narrowing your audience, you're saying, okay, Facebook, find the people that like dog behavior, dog training, dog walking, and I love dogs. But they also have to match this. So what we're going to end up doing and say where they also have to match. Well, we're going to be trying to sell something to them, so maybe we want them to be shoppers. You know, they're prone to shopping online. So engaged shoppers, I believe is what it's called. So they also have to be engaged shoppers there. And that brings it down to about 9.8 million. So you just want to narrow it down. What else would they also want to have? You get the idea. You just keep narrowing that down. I don't know if I want to go all the way through. The video could last a lot longer than you would like if I did that. But you just keep doing that and narrow it down till you get to a number that's manageable for you. And that's the very basic view of detailed targeting there. So, and you can save this audience if you want. If you think you're going to be using this audience again, just go ahead and save it, give it a name. That way, next time you could just come in and go to use to save audience right here, and it'll appear right down here on the drop-down menu. So that's an awesome feature if you use the same audience over and over again. Automatic placements or edit placements. When you're first starting out, you know, maybe you would want to do automatic placements. That means you're telling Facebook to go ahead and show the ad on the channel and the, I guess, the placement of who they think would be likely to respond to your ad. So I'll show you the options that it has here. So that could be between a mobile phone or a desktop. And here's all the platforms and placements. So Facebook, Instagram, Audience Network, or Messenger. So as you can see with Facebook, there's lots of different placements that your ad could show up. And Facebook is probably going to show it to all of them, or the ones that they think is best for you. So when you're first starting out, go ahead and let Facebook decide for you. Right now, most of our sales come from mobile, and just about anything that we do, the engagement on mobile is a lot better. So I typically just select mobile there. And another thing I personally like to do is take away a lot of these, and I want them showing up in the feeds, Instagram feeds and Facebook feeds, and that's about it. For me, that's what I found to be the most profitable. Now I'm also getting them into Facebook Messenger on a Facebook Messenger list, so this has been optimized for that purpose. So you might have a totally different response, but by all means, test it out and try it. You can test an ad for $5, $10 if you wanted. Then we're going to go down and set our schedule or our budget. So this is going to default to $20 a day. You could do $5 a day, $10 a day, whatever it is. It's a daily budget. Run my ad continuously. You can do that way, or you can set a start and end date, whichever one you like. I like to go ahead and run my ad continuously, and I'm going to manually go in and shut it off after the time period I want, because if the ad takes off, I don't want to stop it and then have to restart it again, because it's going to lose momentum. So if it's doing really, really well, I want that to keep going. But if you're just starting out and you're a little nervous, don't worry about it. Just go ahead and set a start and end date. So if you want to, run it for 2 days, make sure you change it. It's going to default to 30 days, so watch out for that. So we're going to have it end on the 10th. And we only want to do, I don't know, let's say $5 a day. We're going to optimize for link clicks. That's just fine. Anything more than that, and it's getting a little bit more advanced. You can run a very effective ad just with these basic things that we're changing too. So the ad name, that's going to be the creative, what the actual ad is going to say maybe. So if you want to have an image of a dog on a leash, then you would, I typically like to just copy the campaign name, and then you could add something like that. That way you know what the image is, what the actual ad's going to be. So of course you'll want to name or tell Facebook what page this is going to run from. So you're going to select the page that you want to run it from there. Select the Instagram account. If you're going to run it on Instagram and you have an account, you just connect your Instagram account to that, and it's going to be able to run on Instagram as well. Now, depending on what images or videos you have, you can use a carousel, which is going to be several different images. So if you have 3 different products and you have 3 different images for those products, you might want to do a carousel and upload every image. So you'll have a total of 3 images, and people can actually just click through or scroll through when they see your ad and see those images. So that one's really cool. If you want to do just a basic single image, you can do that. Video, which is my favorite, just for the retargeting aspect, you can actually retarget and run ads to people who watch 50% or more, or 75% or more, or any percentage you want, that watch a certain percentage of that video, because they've obviously shown interest in what you have to say. Then a slideshow, it can make a slideshow for you, or a collection. If you have a big catalog and you want to upload that into Facebook and make a collection, you can do that as well. So we're going to go with the single image here. So here's where we would upload our image. And you could use free stock images as well. Just to make it easy, maybe I'll do that. So we'll do that, and then we're going to go to a website, which is going to be whatever your product detail page is. So go ahead and copy that URL and put it in there. And then text. You want something engaging, something that is going to catch people's attention. And this is very, very basic copywriting, but just for the sake of having something in there, it would be here's you could either do give the coupon code out right there. If it's a small enough percentage, say it's 10%, and you don't care how many people use that coupon code, you can just put the coupon code out there like that. You could also put it in the headline, so 20%. Oh, let's see, 20% off coupon code Doggy. So I always like to tell them exactly what to do. Doggy. And then at checkout, or however you want to word it to where you think it makes the most sense. You need to be very, very clear in Facebook ads, because you can't assume that everybody knows what you mean when you type something. So just make sure you're very, very clear. And then obviously, any emojis you can put in there. People, they respond really well to emojis. So if you have, anything in there, I'm not on a Mac, so I had to use the extensions for emojis, but you can add those in there. You have your website URL, you have your headline, call to action. There's only a few in here I really use. Learn more, and shop now, and message us is really, I don't know where message us went, it's in there somewhere, but those are really the ones that I use. If you're selling an e-commerce product and it's very obvious you're giving away a percentage off or a discount, and you're going to take them to Amazon, you might just want to use Shop Now, whichever one you like. Newsfeed link description, you don't necessarily have that. You don't need to have that, but you can if you want. Let's see. And that's it. If you have a Facebook pixel, I would definitely recommend using that. You can't if you're selling on Amazon, so don't worry about it. But if you're selling on your own website, always helps to have a Facebook pixel. And then at that point, we're just about done. This is what it's going to look like. You can have more copy, less copy, whatever you're comfortable with. So when people click on that, they're going to be taken right to Amazon. So then you hit confirm, and it's ready to go. You can check the progress of the ads going in Ads Manager. It'll tell you, how many clicks you've had, what the engagement is. So I hope that helps. Maybe that'll give you somewhat of an idea of at least how to begin with Facebook ads. Obviously, what I like to do, I like to use chatbots, so I would use maybe a different objective for my Facebook ad and get people into Facebook Messenger and use a chatbot to deliver the promo code, and then ask them later on, did you use the promo code? What was your experience like? A few days later, it sends them another message. I hope you received your product. What did you think? Will you mind leaving us a review? So it kind of gives them, this sequence, this follow-up sequence all through Facebook Messenger, which people are absolutely loving. So that's typically what I do. I do have a template available, so if at any point you wanted to do that for your product, let me know, and I'd be more than happy to help you with that. So let me know if you have any questions. I'll put this on my page, and just let me know if I can help.